All right, afternoon work time at the property. The kids are already playing. The kids are gonna play like mud kitchen, mud work area. What are you guys up to?
Mud kitchen.
Mud kitchen.
I'm gonna make a mud saute.
A mud saute. All right. So I talked to Gare a little while ago, and sounds like he can come back in about 2 weeks. So that's huge. So we're thinking about what to do before he comes back. And there's a couple obvious things that are on the list that I'm gonna plug away at right now. Finish tamping down footers to compact the soil around them, and that those cleats that will hold up insulation. Those are things to do. So I'm gonna jump on that right now. We finished our tamping. We had a nice break in the middle at the creek. It's so beautiful. Every time we go down there, we just think about how lucky we are to have this property, and it just motivates us to keep going.
And it's his birthday!
It's my birthday, and I love doing this with my family. So we'll probably come back tomorrow and do those insulation holding cleats where they're not done. And then another thing I could do is those 2 posts at either end that aren't done. And then I've got to think about other things I can do to prepare for when Gare comes back to help. Try to be effective ahead of time, getting ready, you know, both with planning stuff, buying materials and tools, and getting stuff done that we can get done ahead of time. So we'll be thinking about that. All right, we just cranked out a bunch of the cleats. All we did was do full sheets, or full pieces, 8-footers. We'll cut pieces later, but when we came to this side, I realized we should do this end post, and then do the 2x6s off of it so that we know exactly where to put the cleats. So we're gonna switch gears and do this right now. So I'm kind of improvising this part, and if when Garrett gets here, if we need to make some adjustments, we can. But basically this is the last bit of a circle that needs to support 2x6 tongue and groove flooring, but the angle becomes way too long the further we bring this 2x6 out. So I kind of made a judgment call just to run it here, with the idea that 2x6 flooring can hang, you know, this far off by itself and be fine. And rarely, if ever, you know, is someone gonna, this is the edge of the yurt, so is someone really gonna be standing with all their weight right here at this little bit? Probably not. And even if they do, 2x6 is pretty chunky. Hanging this far off of this is probably fine. So I'm just focused on trying to make this bit strong right here. And so we did one, we'll do the other. And the angle is so sharp that the miter saw can't do it. We can't adjust it that far. So we're having to do it with the skill saw on both ends, and even then the blade isn't deep enough, and we've got to use the Sawzall to finish it. So it's a little janky how I'm doing it, but this is just how I'm figuring it out. And if you've got a better idea how I should have done it, let me know and I'll know for next time. Okay. Pretty? No. Held all together? I think yes. Alright, we're finishing up the other one, and it went a little better. We went stubbier on the angle because we just did the steepest angle the miter saw would let us do. We cut one into that, and then that's what we ended up with here, rather than messing with the skill saw, the Sawzall, all that. We figured just try this. And if this is too much overhang for 2.5-inch tongue and groove, I don't think it is, but if it is, we can work with Gare and figure something out, add a little more support around here later. But this gets us most of the way there. So I'll zip these in. Zip. So if that first one was like a 2 out of 10 on quality, what do you think this one is, Tina?
8.
This one's an 8? Wow, I was going to give us an upgrade from a 2 to a 5. Cool. But the main goal, and I think we achieved it, is that this post feels so much more solid for building this structure around it, because otherwise this post just looks so lonely and weak out here by itself without a beam connecting it. So let me find a spot to send a screw that way. What you doing, little bubbers? About that height.
You can put 2 hammers.
You can put 2 hammers where?
Big hammer and little hammer, James?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Can you only hold one hammer on this? Like one side for a hammer and one side for drill?
Maybe, yeah. Cover your ears, bud. Okay, so all I'm really looking at is when I grab this thing, I can't wiggle it anymore. And when you first put these things in, you're like, oh my goodness, this thing's wobbling all over the place. But now that it's all hooked up to this, it's solid. So that's what we're going for. All right.
Perfect.
Woohoo!